Hello YouTube and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host Aaron Hauser, and today we'll be reviewing the NECA Highlander 2-pack featuring McLeod and Kurgan. This is an incredible pack with a lot of detail to it, so hopefully this review will do it justice, but this is a very, very cool set, and it comes with a lot of really cool features to it. Each of the figures has a decent amount of articulation, plus they each come with a lot of accessories. Here, we'll back this up a little so we can get some more space in here. Let's start off with Kurgan himself. Very cool figure. This one has articulation at the waist. It's kind of a pivot. Well, it's not really at the waist. It's kind of at the mid-chest point there. He rotates at the head. He's got these slightly loose elbow guards, but those don't really inhibit articulation at all. He rotates. Let's see. I'll actually try to take him off the stand here. He doesn't really have any articulation at the ankle or right under the knee at all. And I believe, actually, he doesn't have any articulation at the waist, but he does have it at the shoulders. It's on a ball joint. He has these sort of rubberized shoulder pads here. This one, not so much. It's a little more solid, but he can still rotate up, down. Rotation at the wrist on both sides here. This one's a little more tight because he's got kind of this gauntlet piece that goes over it a little. Very cool definition on the face, though. Looks a lot like him. He's also got a lot of really cool detail to his outfit, to the armor here. He's got kind of this fuzzy stuff, the little bits that he had in the film. This is a little bit more feathery looking, I think, but you know, it does the trick. He's got that kind of all around the top here. It does have a tendency to kind of shed, but you know, if you have it on your shelf and you're not like picking at it, it should be fine. Comes down the back of the helmet here. The cape is made of this very thick plastic, almost kind of like the capes that they had on the King Leonidas figure that they made, that NECA made for 300. Also kind of like the one that they had on the Jareth figure from Labyrinth, which kind of helps balance the figure out. But yeah, that's one solid piece. The sword is very cool. It looks just like the one that Kurgan has in the film. Even has like the spikes that come out from the side there. There's not a whole lot of real dynamic detail to the sword that I've been able to notice on this one, but it still looks cool. My only real complaint about this figure is just the elbow pads. They do kind of have a tendency to roll around. If you get them in that one cool stance, it really doesn't matter. But they do move around a bit, so like I said, if you get them positioned correctly, you know, it doesn't look bad. It doesn't really move a whole lot, so. But yeah, we'll give you kind of a slow once-over on this figure here. And a quick close-up of the face there. The detailing on the helmet's very cool as well. I love that kind of the skull look with the jawbone that goes down to the side there. Another thing to note is the skull portions on this helmet are this sort of flexible plastic, so you needn't worry about accidentally snapping it off or anything. You can rotate the head a good amount and it'll still oh, there you go. Now I'm trying to figure out, I think he has a ball joint at the top of his neck here, but it's kind of harder to move it. He'll kind of swing up and down this direction a bit, but it's kind of harder to get him to turn to his left, so it'll go about that way, which is fine, I guess, because that's kind of the direction his eyesight's going in, if you see that there. Yeah. Kind of a spin around here again. elbow pads and everything. So yeah, we'll set him down for 2 seconds and give you a look at the incredible stands that these come with. This one's very cool. It's got kind of a crushed-in skull there, grass. Now this isn't like some of the newer NECA Cult Classics one. The grass is all kind of molded in there. It's not really flexible, which is nice, so it won't, like, you know, break off if you drop it or anything. He's got 2 good-sized pegs to stand on, so he doesn't move a whole lot. And then it's got kind of this part that branches out here. Now the way it looked when I initially saw the set was that these two were supposed to click together somehow for display, but they really don't. They can go in really any sort of fashion. They kind of mesh together like this, almost. So if you have Kurgan on here, let's see. There we go. Get him kind of like that. And if you, I think it looks like it's supposed to kind of go like that, maybe. And you can have it sort of as if they're facing off like that, which doesn't look bad. It's easier kind of to display them like this. I have them on the shelf like this, but that's just me. Alright, on to the main event, which is the Connor McLeod figure from the Clan MacLeod. So we'll take him off the base here. This is a very cool figure. It definitely looks like a, I want to say his name was Christopher Lambert. But the detailing on this is just incredible. The way his shield is, the sort of wooden bronzed look to that. He's got this cape that looks like it's made out of this sort of leathery kind of haired material. This is the same as Kurgan's cape. It's a very thick plastic, as is McLeod's kilt here. As far as articulation, he rotates at the elbow, at the wrist. He's got a ball joint in the shoulders. One thing to note is that this cape does actually kind of inhibit movement, really, for his the ball joints in his shoulders, so you can only kind of move in and out a little and then forward somewhat. Most of your articulation for positioning is going to be in his elbow, though. So, like I said, it just kind of rotates at the elbow and then rotates at the wrist. While we're here, take a look at the sword. Looks very, very cool. Spin that around there. If you look, it kind of says McLeod on it, but it's a little hard to make out. But the detailing on it's very cool. A lot more so than Kurgan's sword. So there's that. As far as the rest of his outfit, he's got some kind of like satchels here that are made out of that rubbery plastic. Articulation down here, he rotates right underneath the knee, and then, without making this awkward, he actually does have the ability to flex his legs in and out here. So those, they're not, I want to say they're on a ball joint, but they kind of just rotate in and out here, which is good. So, I mean, if you did have to have him off the stand, he can hold up fairly well. Like that. So, give you a close-up of his face here. Yeah, the only thing I wasn't really too pleased about was he's kind of got this like crazy wind-blown look to him with his hair kind of flailing all over the place. Turn around here so you can see it. It doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination, but it would have been nice to kind of have it a bit more subdued, I suppose. But hey, you know what? The fact that they made a fucking Highlander 2-pack just blows my mind. So you know, beggars can't be choosers, but the fact that we actually got a Highlander 2-pack is just incredible, so. But yeah, it's a very cool figure. It was very cool that they included the shield and the swords and everything, and the amount of detailing that went into the swords, each of them, is very cool. But yeah, we'll kind of give you a spin around look of the figure here. Yep. And then for his base, get him to stand up there for 2 seconds. Come on. There we go. His base is a bit more simplistic. It's still got the grass and stuff on it. A couple rocks here and there. Also has some good-sized foot pegs. He holds on to the base quite well, as does Kurgan, like I said. Not a whole lot going on this one, but it works. So, get him kind of positioned here. Come on. There we go. Get him in a battle stance. And there you go. That is NECA's Highlander 2-pack for you, with Connor McLeod and the Kurgan. If you guys have any questions about the actual figures, just let me know. Leave them in the comments, and I'd be more than happy to answer whatever information you'd like about these guys. I know they're kind of harder to find now, so yeah, like I said, if you have any questions, just shoot me a line or leave something in the comments. But that about wraps it up. Check out some of my other reviews, and as always, thanks for watching.